you in English, and wherever required, you can ask me in case of any doubt. At the end, you can pose your questions, right? So, I can. Right, again, probably. Okay. So, am I audible, dear
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please switch off your audio systems. Okay. Welcome again, once again, to the morning session of refresher course or faculty improvement program. I am Dr. Chandramouli, working as a professor in the Department of Social Work, University of Mysore, for the last 29 years. Social work, I just want to give you a brief introduction about social work today. I just want to just introduce you, that's all, right? Social work is a process of providing professional help to the needy persons to help himself or themselves by studying their needs and planning and mobilizing the resources and also improving their social functioning and also quality of life. Okay, I'll repeat it. Social work is a professional way of helping the needy individuals, groups, families, and communities. Okay, we try to study their needs and plan the course of action, or what we call therapy. Okay, and we also mobilize the resources and execute the plan of action. And finally, we try to improve the quality of their living within their families, within their environment, and in the community at the larger extent. Okay, is that okay? You understood? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Please switch off. So there is a proverb we all know. I'll just recite it and explain it to you. There is a proverb which goes like this: don't give a fish to a hungry person who comes begging in front of you. Instead, better train him how to catch one. That means to say, don't give food or any other services to a hungry person whenever they come in front of our doors. Rather, we have to train them to become self-dependent, independent, self-sufficient. Okay, this is what is the buzzword or proverb which highlights the importance of social work. In fact, my dear friends, social work is an interdisciplinary subject, or I can say a subject which has borrowed inputs from almost 15 different social sciences. I'll repeat. If you study the subject of social work, you will find the elements of economics, history, anthropology, political science, public administration, right? Philosophy, psychology, like this, cooperation, and many more. Okay, so it is a combination of almost 15 subjects, a very fascinating subject, which will make the student understand about the needs of the society, the variety of methods of working with the people of the society. Okay, so in other words, we, the social workers, select a client having certain social problem. Okay, we develop a rapport with them. Rapport means a professional relationship or working relationship. Okay, we develop a rapport with them. We study their or her, what do you call, very in a detailed way by collecting socio-economic, educational, health, both physical, emotional, and mental health backgrounds. And we try to make a diagnosis. Okay. We try to identify the exact problem being faced by the client, or we also call it as the challenges being faced by the clients. And we develop what is known as the plan of action or the plan for the treatment. We call it popularly as social treatment. Okay. So, in the next stage, we execute the treatment with the assistance of the client. Okay. And after that, we do conduct evaluation, maybe along with the client. Okay. And at the end, based on the results of our social work intervention, we try to terminate. Okay. And at the last, we do carry out follow-up. Follow-ups is a very much necessary process in every profession, right? When we go to a doctor with some health issues, he will always listen to us carefully, make the diagnosis of our health problem, then prescribe the medicines, and at the end, he will ask us to come back maybe after 4 or 5 days. That is what I say follow up. Okay. In social work also, we do carry out all the procedures of scientific way of helping the client. And finally, we would like to know the impact of our social work intervention. Okay. Whether has the client overcome from his problem? Has he started living normally within the family, within the community, within the, what do you call, his working place and all that, right? So, I hope I'm going slow and making you clear, right? So in this sense, social work is a more scientific and more of a practice-based activity. We will work in tandem or in consultation with the client. Jointly, we work with him or her. And finally, we try to bring a change, what we call a change, a positive change in the quality of life of the clients. We call the, what do you call, the person who receives the help from us as the client. Okay. So I'm coming to the second important point. Is there anything that you want to share? Shall I move on? Okay. There are
Yes, sir.
6 methods in social work. Number 1 is social work practice with individual. Okay, here we work with an individual who has got some problem in his or her social functioning, whether it might be in a family, it might be in the workplace, it might be in the school, anywhere. So one individual we take and we exclusively spend a scientific process of working with him, okay, to study him, diagnose his problem, plan the treatment, execute it, okay, evaluate and terminate, and finally do what is known as follow-up. Okay, this is what we call working social work practice with an individual. Okay, the second method is social work practice with groups, a very important method which is very much suitable in a country like India, where the number of population is more, right? Huge. So, social work practice with groups is nothing but we identify certain individuals, or what do you call, certain, we form a group of individuals and we start working upon them with a consciously designed programs for a period of maybe a month or a couple of months. And finally, we try to bring changes between them, amongst them. I'll just give you the example of the groups of individuals who have developed a strong alcoholic addiction. Okay. All of you must have heard about Alcoholic Anonymous, right? Right. I know that you must have heard about it. Alcoholics Anonymous. In the same way, our social workers form a group of students in a school, those who have problems in learning. Okay, students having learning issues, or a group of young women in a village who have assembled in the form of self-help groups. Okay, or a group of people who have been finding problems due to anxiety and stress at their workplace. I will give you the example of what you call recent interventions, which we have had. The police personnel, number one, and then number two is a group of students in a government school. Particularly, friends, let me just tell you something about the police personnel. You all know that the police people work day and night, right? All of the police personnel, they work day and night, and their job is not only keeping the orderliness in the society. Their nature of job varies from from morning till midnight. Okay, giving security to the VIPs. Okay, taking care of the students who are protesting in the universities. Okay, keeping an eye at the night in the community or in the civil society, and keeping it completely free from antisocial activities and many others. In the due course of time, believe me, friends, a lot of police personnel develop anxiety and stress followed by burnout. Okay. And because of this, all of you probably must have read in the newspaper, or probably you must be coming to know about it. Some of them are committing suicides. Okay. So here, in this way, we identify a particular section of groups of people, and we try to understand their problems which are bothering both their family life as well as professional life, and we start working upon them, and that will definitely help them to come out and change their work behavior as well as family life. There is a concept called work-life balancing. I'll just throw a light on that later, if possible, if the time permits. Anyway, this is the second method of social work. Coming to the third and fourth very important method is working with communities, or social work practice with communities. We all know that India is a huge country where we have three different types of communities. Number one is tribal community. Number two is rural community. And number three is urban community. Okay. Each communities have got a distinct, different, unique problems or challenges. And as social workers, we work with them. We try to help them at the macro level. When I say macro, it applies to the entire community. For example, visiting a rural community, village, staying with the community people, conducting a survey, observation, analyzing their social challenges or issues, prioritizing them, conducting meetings with the community people, trying to mobilize the resources within the community, trying to get the help from NGOs as well as governmental agencies, and providing them some very much needed activities, probably creating awareness about vaccinations, creating awareness about health issues, health and hygiene, maybe identifying the community youths and working with them and developing their skills and making them as entrepreneurs. Okay. We also try to prevent or control rural to urban migration in the longer time, longer duration. So this is what is known as working with communities. In short, we also call it as community organization or community development. Okay. And there are three other auxiliary methods we have. I'll just mention them and go. We have another supportive methods called social work research, social welfare administration, and social action. I don't have to explain this because of paucity of time. In case if you find anything at the end, we will definitely discuss with that. So friends, through social work, we try to bring changes in the client system. Please remember, we try to bring change in the client system. For example, take me. During my entire career, I have tried my best to work with my students. Usually I do it. Whenever I find them coming, driving their vehicles without wearing helmets in the classroom, at the end of the class, I try to give 5 minutes of, counseling, group counseling about the safe driving practices. Okay. So over a period of 2 years of their time, their post-graduation course with me, I try to bring a conscious change in their behavior, in their traffic rules behavior. Okay. So through social work, we try to bring social change by educating them, by creating awareness, by sensitizing them. Okay. So in that sense, we work with them as change agents. Please make a note because you can also speak to your students later. Social workers work with the clients as change agents. Okay. We try to work as, I don't know, many of you probably might not be knowing this. When I interacted with a scholarly person from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai, I came to know that social workers can also be regarded as social doctors and social engineers. Please make a note in your mind. Social workers can be regarded as social doctors because we try to work with the people in the society and promote their well-being, wellness, health. Okay. In that sense, we try to work as social doctors. Since we also work with the mindset of the people, changing their mindset, changing their attitude, we also can call them as social engineers. We rewire their thinking pattern, changing their attitude, and finally making them better human resources, better law-abiding citizens of this country. Okay. So rightly, we can call them as social doctors and social engineers. Okay. We also try to make our clients self-supporting, self-reliant, and self-sufficient. Okay. The very objective and also the philosophy of social work relies upon enabling our client groups to become self-supportive, self-directing, and becoming independent. Okay. So we want to improve the quality of their social functioning at the end. Okay. If there are, imagine, okay, every day thousands of people get married. If a new couple comes to me as a social worker, approaching me with some sort of problems related to their post-marital life, I sit with them, okay, and I conduct what is known as therapy or counseling in a series of meetings. I try to enable both of them come to a mutual way of understanding each other, right? So, am I going faster? Anybody?
No, sir.
Am I okay?
Sir.
Are you understanding?
No, sir.
You're not understanding.
Yes,
No,
sir.
you're understanding, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. Right. So we try to improve the social functioning or their quality of life in the longer range, right? So you must have seen the movie Tare Zameen Par, okay, acted by Amir Khan, or Swadesh, which was acted by Shah Rukh Khan, right? In both the films, you'll find the practice of two important methods. Number one, in Tare Zameen Par, you will see the practice of social casework. There, the main lead actor, Amir Khan, works with a small child who was suffering from learning disability. And finally, you all must have seen, he comes out, that boy comes out to be as a prodigy, a talented child. Okay? In the same way, if you have seen Swadesh, or on the other hand, if you have not seen Swadesh, one of the best movies by Shah Rukh Khan in Hindi is Swadesh. Okay, Kannadadalli, I think it has been enacted by Shivraj Kumar. Probably you must have seen. I have forgotten the name of the movie. Anyway, in this movie, Shah Rukh Khan returns from foreign and stays with his grandmother and also girlfriend. But in the meanwhile, he observes the pitiable conditions of his village and starts working with them. He generates electricity to the entire village. He also gets other facilities in the due course of time. And here we see the practice of community development activity, community working with communities. Okay. So, my dear friends and colleagues, ultimately, the ultimate objective of social work is achieving the empowerment of the client system. Make a note of it. The ultimate objective of social work is to empower our clients, either in the individual level or in the group level or in the community level. Okay? Right. So, now I'm coming to the next part. Okay? That is, what are the skills that we social workers require? What are the techniques that we social workers require while working with the clients? Please make a note in your pad while I recite them, because all of you are, according to me, going to be the social workers in your own colleges while working with your students and developing them. Okay? There are some important skills enlisted by the, what do you call, United Nations, right? We call them as soft skills or life skills. But here, believe me, friends, social workers need to have very important skills and techniques while working with the people. Number one is the skill of observation. Okay? The skill of observation is very much needed while working with the clients. Observation will enable you, okay, to understand the client's physical appearance, emotional status, mental status, and probably his immediate requirements. Okay. If a client has come to you with hungriness, you can arrange for some food and water. If the client has come with a sense of anxiety, you can just give your handshake. You can do a handshake with him or her. Okay, and you can make him or her to sit comfortably, make the client have a couple of a glass of water, feel comfortable, then you can start working. So you make the client more and more comfortable. So observation is the mother of all social science research, believe me. All the social science and also the pure science research has been depending more upon this skill. And social workers, invariably, you make use of this observation as one of their first and foremost skill while working with their clients. Okay. The second important skill that we need to practice is the skill of listening. Can somebody tell me, any one of you, what type of a listening we have to practice? Being teachers, what type of a listening you practice with your students? Any one of you? Om Prakash?
An active listening.
Exactly. Only through active listening. Wonderful. Excellent, Mr. Dr. Om Prakash. Okay. When you give active listening, that will open the gates for the development of the, what you call, a positive relationship between the social worker and the client. Here, for you, when you practice active listening, you will develop a better professional relationship with you as a teacher and student. Student will come out of his fear, emotional hesitations, and he'll become more closer to you. He will reveal some of his learning problems, and you can subsequently help him to study better and better and become better and better knowledgeable, right? So you have to practice what is known as active listening, or social workers practice active listening, because this active listening or purposeful listening helps build the rapport, the professional relationship or working relationship with the clients. Okay. So the third important skill that I focus upon is the skill of communication. Again, when I say this is very important. While working as a social worker or as a teacher, you people, while working in the classroom or while preparing for a class in your staff room, you need to prepare better to communicate well in your classroom. In the same way, social workers are expected to be the champions of communication, because only through effective communication they will be able to build the relationship with the client. They'll be able to remove the initial hesitation, fear, and many things, and the client will become more open. He or she will start revealing his or her most important problems slowly and steadily to the social worker. Okay. So communication should be very effective. It should be a two-way communication. It should be, we have to use the local language while speaking to our clients. You people as teachers should use your local language along with English while teaching them. Anyway, the fourth important, it can be called as a skill as well as a tool, technique, That is the social workers who conduct interviews. All of you must have underwent interviews while seeking your jobs, right? You all know what interview means. Okay. Interview here is done by the social workers to elicit the relevant information with regard to the client's problems. We try to conduct a more structured interview, a more detailed interview. In fact, we try to dig out all the what you call pressing problems, and also try to find out the factors which are responsible for the causation of the client's problems in the due course of time. Okay, friends, we as skilled social workers plan our interviews, conduct the interviews with the client, and also we meet the parents at home, parents of the client. In case if the client happens to be a student and has got some problem in the learning, we fix up an interview with the teacher and we conduct the interview to know what must be the nature of problem being faced by the client. Okay, as a student, as a child in the family, as a member in the community. Okay, so purposeful interview will reveal all the problems being faced by the client. Okay, next thing is very important tool that we use, or that is an important tool. In fact, we also conduct home visits. Social workers, in the name of while trying to understand the problem of the client, while trying to know the causes for the problem of the clients, we try to make a home visit. Sometimes, the causes for the problems of the client will be located in the home only. Like, for example, I give you, when you make a home visit, when a social worker makes a home visit, he'll find that father is a drunkard, comes drunk every day, picks up a quarrel with his wife in the midnight. The quarrel goes up to late night, and that disturbs the children, and it causes sleeplessness among them. And the children, in the morning, when they come to school, they'll be sleepy. They will not be attentive. So, social workers conduct home visits to understand what is known as all or every factors which are responsible for the causation of the problem for the client. So we interact with the mother of the client, we interact with the grandmother, we also interact with the sister or brother of the client, and we try to understand or zero in on the factors which are responsible for the problem. Okay, one more thing that technique that we use while working with the people is recording. Irrespective of the methods, either working with the individual or casework, working with groups or group work, or working with communities or community organization, this recording, the skill of recording, the tool of recording should be used. Okay, we are all human beings. We cannot remember each and everything, right? Even the doctors, when you go, will make a recording. Okay, he will maintain a file in the name of the patient. In the same way, dear friends, social workers also record all the minutest details of the client to make a better understanding and to diagnose the problem precisely, and also to, after having provided the treatment, to clearly denote the quality of progress at the time of follow-up. Okay, recording should start at the point of starting of what you call meeting our clients, and should end only at the time of conclusion of the follow-ups. It is a very useful tool because it will make the whole helping process more scientific, more systematic, and comprehensive. I repeat, recording should be the what you call backbone of any social work intervention. Okay. And last but not the least, very important technique or tool that we use is, you can also make use of this. I think probably you must be doing it. Okay. The technique of counseling. Many of you probably must have got a doubt. Is giving advice can be called as counseling? Is giving guidance can be called as counseling? Is interaction between a parent and a child can be called as counseling? Okay, no. Counseling is all different, more focused, more deeper, and more technical, and more scientific. Anybody can give advice, right? If you ask me, if you are young and unmarried, I'll ask you, "Arey yaar, you are very young and very handsome. Please get married soon." Okay? It is an advice, right? Om Prakash, I'll give an advice to you to get married. That is an advice. Anybody can give that, right? As a teacher, you can suggest something. You can give suggestions to your students. Okay. But like, for example, you have to get up early in the morning and study, because in the morning, the mind will be fresh. Okay. You can give suggestions, but suggestions can never be called as counseling. Okay. And you can also cannot compare what do you call guidance as counseling. Counseling, as I said earlier, is more systematic, more focused, more what do you call time consuming, and result oriented. Okay, so we provide counseling to individuals, group, we call it as group counseling. We also call it as family counseling or family therapy. Okay, friends. Anyway, these are the 7 important techniques that you need to practice as teachers at your individual level while working in your classrooms, because learning will become more and more positive, comprehensive, and you can bring the quality, what do you call improvement? The quality of learning can be improved among the students when you practice all these techniques. Okay. So I'm coming to the next part, that is the beginning of social work in India. Okay, I'll try to make it a more simple, because at the end we can have interaction. So, as you all know, social work as an informal helping activity was in existence from the time immemorial, right? From the period of Vedic times, during the times of the kings, okay, in our gurukuls. Probably, if you ask me, our joint families, in our joint families, we don't have now, we don't have joint families anyway now, but our joint families were practicing a variety of social services, like giving charity to the needy people, helping mutually the neighborhood people, okay, and trying to speak in the village panchayats. The village sarpanch used to be the judges, and they used to provide, or I can say, hear the problems of 2 parties and finally, they used to give verdicts to the, both the victims as well as the accused persons. They used to, in a way, practice social work, but social work as a systematic and scientific professional activity has originated only somewhere during 1920s at the global level. Okay, but in India, social work has originated formally in the year 1936 with the establishment of Tata School of Social Sciences. It is a very well-known fact that probably all of you must be aware of the fact that we have a pioneering school of social work in India, that is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, which has been started with the joint attempt made by the Tata family and also Sir William Manshaft of a Christian missionary from US. Okay, so the first school of social work was started in Mumbai, which has been known as the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and later in the Baroda, we could see the other school of social work coming up, and later, subsequently, Delhi School of Social Work was established. But believe me, friends, now in Karnataka, we have in Karnataka, I'm telling you, we have Roshni School of Social Work, which was started by the Christian missionaries long back. Okay, so at present, in the entire country, we have got around almost 1,000 odd number of schools of social work, which have been working successfully to bring social change, both at the micro as well as macro level. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about the origin of social work and social work education in India. But I'm coming to the last part. Okay, I hope I'm trying to reach you all. Let us go to the last part, that is areas of social work or the scope of social work. Okay, am I going okay with you? My dear friends like Pallavi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful.
Sir.
Very nice. Okay, I think I'm going slow, but still, since it is a new subject to all of you, I cannot make it faster. Right? Mr. Rajesh Saab. Am I correct? Okay, I'm noticing a smile in your face. That indicates that you are understanding what I'm saying. Okay. Can any three of you just open up your audio system and tell me, based on your experience, what might be the areas or the scope of social work in the present day situation? Let me relax for a while. I'm just asking you, requesting you, young guns, young scholars, please open up your audio and tell me what are the new or the present areas of social work practice.
Sir, in NGO?
NGO is an agency, but it is not a field. Anyway, thank you for opening. Anybody else? I'm asking you
Voluntary-
about the area.
Voluntary groups, sir.
Pardon?
Creating awareness. So,
Creating awareness is a process. Very nice, but
Okay.
still, I'm asking you about the issues. Okay, issues or the problems upon which we can work as social doctors. Mr. Sunil Kumar, you seem to be very serious. Come on. Can you identify some areas?
ಆಶಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು
Pardon?
ಆಶಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಅನಲೈಸಿಂಗ್
Asha Karyakartayaru. Of course, they are also doing phenomenal work related to the promotion of health among the rural folk. Very okay. Okay, fine. Anybody else? Another two more.
some Related to education, sir.
Ah, yes. We have a, what do you call, area called as school social work. But none of us have taken it very seriously in India. Believe me, friends, I don't know the status of affairs in West Bengal. But do you know one thing? If you go to Western countries, you will not find a school without a social worker. You will never find a school without social workers. Okay? School social work is the most important area because anyway, I'll discuss with you at the later stage. Any one of you can give me one more area. Later, I'll start. Rekha madam.
Sir, hello, sir.
ಹೇಳಿ
DHO
Sir,
officer.
remote,
ಹೇಳಿ ಶಿವಾನಂದ್.
sir, remote villages, sir. Education and health issues, sir.
Health issues. Wonderful.
Sir.
So, social workers trying to work in the field of health. Wonderful. Very nice. So, now
Old
you
age
can-
people.
Pardon?
Old age people.
Yes, super. But you are going ahead. Amazing. Actually, old age people, we are not supposed to call them as old age people anymore. Can you tell me what exactly is the new word that we have to use? Elderly people, elderly persons.
Senior
Okay, anyway, thank you. So please mute yourselves. Shivanand, mute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'll start. Because since all of you are teachers working in the degree colleges, right? All of you are working in the degree colleges, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For me,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
for me, all of you are social workers, social change agents. Okay. So let me start with this. The first area of social work is the family. Okay. As I said earlier, Indian families are undergoing turmoil. Indian families are undergoing lot of chaotic situation. Indian families are experiencing huge problems right now. Probably I must congratulate all of you. Probably all of you must be aware of that. In the present day situation, more and more number of divorces are coming up. You know that? They get married hardly, and they also come back with a court paper signing mutually, either for mutual divorce or with alimony. Okay. So the problems at family is increasing. The families at problems are going with the parents and children also. You all are, what do you call, postgraduates. Some of you have done your doctorates. My dear friends, I tell you, with the technological advancement, with the mobile phones in our own families, we are spoiling our own family life. The quality of family interaction is getting disrupted every day. Okay. Father will be holding his phone and keeping himself away in the bedroom. Mother will be having her phone. She will be busy cooking in the kitchen. And believe me, unfortunately, using mobile phone in the kitchen is very wrong, very hazardous. And the children gluing themselves with their phones in their study room, probably sitting in front of the TV. They'll be doing two tasks at a time, same time, watching TV and watching mobile phone, being connected to their friends. Do you know what is happening? It is causing a huge problems at the family. Okay, I don't want to elaborate more. As parents, you can work with your children, with your spouse, consciously to bring a change in your family setup. And as teachers, probably you can guide your students while working in the field of family welfare. So, family welfare is the first and foremost area of social work. Okay. So you will find problems with the children, problems with the husband and wife, problems with the elderly persons who are staying with the, what do you call these people, and problems with many issues, right? So family is the most important area of social work practice in India and elsewhere, right? The second area of social work is the social work practice in schools, right? Schools. So many of us know that home is the first school, mother is the first teacher, and I include father is also to be a responsible teacher. Okay, take up the responsibility of being a teacher at home, because mobile phones are causing havoc, a lot of disturbance, causing socio-emotional problems, among the children, causing a qualitative, disappointing effect upon their education, and also the children are developing various types of mental health issues. Like, believe me, in NIMHANS, National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, there is a separate ward which has been set up for the, what do you call, providing of treatment to the mobile addicted persons. A separate ward has been opened for mobile addicts. Okay, such is the seriousness of what do you call, mobile phones. Friends, my dear friends and colleagues, second area of social work practice is schools. In the school or colleges, you'll find students coming from the remote villages, right? As a responsible teachers, all of us have got the responsibility of understanding them. Number two, understanding their learning capabilities or learning disabilities. We need to provide attention to them. My dear friends, I tell you, I think most of you must have been studied in the government schools. And I strongly say that with a sense of pride that majority of the students who study in the government schools or government institutions have emerged as what do you call, successful personnel qualifying in the higher level of competitive exams like UPSC and KPSC and any other state level public service commissions, and holding responsible positions now. You have got the bigger role to play while understanding the problems of the children, problems of the students. Okay, so usually school, the social work practice at school is called as school social work. And I'm very happy to say that in India, both Tamil Nadu and Kerala are the two pioneering states who have established or promoted school social work practice by formally appointing social workers in the schools, primary school to high school. Okay, let me go to the next. The third important area of social work is our own workplace. It might be an industry, an hospital, an university, a college like yours, okay, or a manufacturing, handicrafts manufacturing center, or a garment industry, okay, a police department. You can name, I will say yes. The workplace is the, what do you call, third important place or area for the practice of social work. My dear friends, as I said earlier, stress and burnout, continuous work and what do you call, continuous work, less of a recreation, is causing stress and burnout among all of us. I hope you understand. I hope you are following me. Okay, continuous work, and no rest, no quality sleep, no quality food, and no quality physical exercise. Okay, all these are causing havoc or disruption in our quality of both professional life as well as personal life, family life. Okay, so in fact, as I quoted earlier, some of the doctors have committed suicide, okay, just because of the increased workload, just because of the increased stress. And many number of police personnel have started shooting themselves by putting the gun into, close, in a point range, closely. And this will not going to stop. Friends, workplaces are the third important area where we can really work with the adult professionals, and we can try to understand their professional problems. We can try to improve their skill levels and also make them more effective. We can also promote what is known as work-life balancing. Work-life balancing is a very, very emerging area. Probably you require 1 hour to discuss with you. I am a very good faculty. I go to the various institutes to speak about work-life balancing. Probably all of you must be aware of it. That itself is a very big area. Coming to the next, fourth important area of social work is the health. I think one of you have pointed out. Okay, social work practice at hospitals or health sector, health setting, we call it. We social workers very consciously work. We have got two different roles to work here. We work as medical social workers, and also we work as psychiatric social workers. ಒಂದು ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, both are different, distinctive. Friends, again, coming to this area, India is in the stage of, we are yet to open up our eyes with regard to the development of social work practice in health sector, health setting. Okay, only in selected hospitals, like for example, as I say, I point out, only in the multinational level hospitals, super specialty hospitals, we will find the appointment of social workers. Okay, but in the government hospitals, the government is still yet to make a policy with regard to the appointment of social workers, both as medical social workers and also psychiatric social workers. Okay, coming to the next area, that is sixth area, social work practice at correctional settings. ಸುಧಾರಣಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಾರ್ಯ. Okay, we have prisons or jails, we have boys home, government boys home, girls homes, we have observation homes. Probably let me just recite the old name. All of you must be aware of the institution called remand home. Are you? Remand homes are the forgotten names now. Don't use such words. We use the word observation homes. Okay, in the recent Child Related Act, Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act of 2000, we call the wrongdoing children as the children who are in conflict with the law. We don't call them as juvenile delinquents. We call them as children in conflict with the law. And we place them in the observation homes. Okay. We keep them under the observation of a probation officer. Okay. Okay. And many other special homes are there in and around the country. See, these are all called as the correctional setting. In the correctional setting, we try to work with the individuals, with the groups, and the entire community, and we try to change their notions, attitudes, understandings, okay, about the society, about their practices. If you think that we are all social workers, if we happen to work with a child in a government home, we try to eradicate his, what do you call, anguishness or disappointing feelings about his own parents. And we try to develop holistic feelings in the child about his parents or her parents. And we try to improve what is known as the feelings of a happy child who wants to get back to his family. Okay. So, like this, we also try to work with the adult offenders. Believe me, I'm in Mysore, and I tell you one thing. Recently, in Mysore prison, an innovative activity was given. That is, all the selected inmates have been made to undergo a 1 month training about bakery products preparation. We are all fond of bakery products like bread, bun, puffs, and many cakes. And believe me, friends, when the products made by the prisoners were made to sell, they were sold out like hotcakes. They were very tasty, hygienically prepared, and there was a huge demand for the bakery products prepared by the prison inmates. So, like this, we can work at correctional settings, right? We can also work at the time of their release. We can plan for their post-release rehabilitation programs. Okay. Let me not go in detail because I don't have time. Okay. So, friends, we also have a field called working with communities. As I told you, working with communities is a method and also is a field. Okay. We can all work together as change agents in the communities. My dear gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, all of you are, according to me, or I view as social workers, social change agents. When you work with communities, you can change the mindset of the people. For example, I'm trying to change my students' mindset about getting married. I'm trying to promote simple marriage ideas without taking dowry. Okay? We have a law, Dowry Prohibition Act, but still, dowry is still being practiced. Why? Because people are not conscious. People are not really sensible. And you all, along with me, can work at the community, changing their mindset about what you call prohibition of dowry. Stop taking dowry. Okay, that is one example I'm giving. Coming to the next field, mixed field, women and child welfare. Here in India, women are considered as, don't feel bad, my dear friends, Ashwini, Rekha, and many others. I'm not, here to, disturb your mind. Anyway, in India, women and children are considered as the marginalized groups, vulnerable categories of people. Unfortunately, they are undergoing a lot of problems, starting, from their families, in their own homes, in the schools and colleges, in the hospitals, in the workplaces, and in the public transport, systems. All of these, women and children are experiencing variety of problems. I hope you are, understanding what I'm saying. Okay, so we have a very big role to play with women and children while working with them exclusively. Okay, coming to the next field, I think my time is going up. That's why I'm rushing. Social work with marginalized and vulnerable groups of people, like the people, we can include them into this group as, like the elderly persons, women and children, women, people belonging to the SCs and STs, people who have migrated from rural areas to the urban areas and who have been working in the construction industry, the unorganized sector. Okay, they all and many more can be called as the vulnerable sections of people. In Mysore, in 2 areas, in the morning, I find hundreds of people having gathered. Okay, they travel from distant places like Chamarajanagar on the trains, maybe from about 50 kilometers away. They every day they travel from villages and they reach Mysuru and they just gather in one particular place and they all belong to the construction, categories of work. They'll be waiting for their contractors to come, okay, and pick and choose among themselves. Very difficult to imagine their conditions. Okay. Anyway, friends, these are all some of the present areas of social work. But we also have, last point, we also have some of the emerging areas. Now, can any one of you just open your audio and tell me what is the emerging area of social work in India right now? In future, we are going to face huge problems. What are the areas?
With regard to environment issues and climate change, sir?
Excellent, excellent. I'm really, really happy. Okay, thank you so much, madam. Let me close yourself, mute yourself. I'll just close within 2 minutes. My dear friends, in India and also at the global level, social workers have a bigger area to function. That is the area of environmental protection, natural resources management, trying to contain or control global warming and climate change. Water crisis is looming large. We have to educate people about rainwater harvesting and judicious use of collected water. Okay. We also have to educate people about deforestation. We have to educate them to go for afforestation. Okay. The second important area that you people should make a note is disaster management. Please write down because I don't have the PPT. I'm sorry. Okay. I should have brought one. Okay. Disaster management. Disasters are looming large everywhere. Okay. It might be a natural disaster or a man-made disaster, but disasters are waiting to happen everywhere. Okay. So disaster management, we have to prepare our future social workers to concentrate upon this. Okay. At the government level, we have what is known as National Disaster Management Authority, State Disaster Management Authorities, District Disaster Management Authority, and we have local disaster management authorities. Okay. Anyway, but we have to prepare, we have to keep our people disaster prepared from henceforth. Okay. Coming to the third emerging area, that is social work practice with elderly persons. That is, we call it as, Mr. Ponnappa, make a note of it. Mr. Ponnappa, you're sitting very quiet. Write down. Okay? Geriatric social work. Our parents, I'm happy to say that our parents are living longer these days, thanks to the improvements made in the healthcare delivery systems. Okay? The elderly person's heart can be operated successfully. They can be given an extended life of 20 plus more years. Okay? And our elderly persons are living up to the age of 70, 80. Okay? And that is, but unfortunately, we ourselves, all of us, we are not taking care of them. Okay? I hope, you take care of them very well from here onwards. Take care of them. When we were young, they took care of us, and now they are old. We have to take care of us. Take care of them, right, Ponnappa? Okay. So, working with elderly persons, both at the family level and at the public places, has going to emerge as the new area of social work. And lastly, the social work practice at human rights protection and social justice. If you ask me, all of you are the stakeholders. You all have the immediate responsibility, either at the grassroots level or at the meso level or at the macro level. All of you, including me, have the responsibility of protecting the human rights and also promoting social justice. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I end my small speech or a lecture with this. I hope, I made my points clear. Being a teacher of social work, I probably must have reached you to a certain extent. Okay? Any